you sit there. I will hide my cleavage. So, active, intentional prayer. I may have said intuitive. Active, intentional prayer. So, for me, there's a little bit of a difference between ritual and prayer. And much of that difference is, oops, sorry, moving teapots and teacups and blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I find that intentional prayers are a much more intimate connection with whoever it is that you're talking to, your deity of choice, the universe, angels, whoever it is that you direct your prayers to. Some of us have a difficult time with the word God. It kind of doesn't matter. We're all talking to the same energetic force. So anyway, prayer is more intimate, where ritual, for me, I kind of feel like it's an energetic gathering. We're like the energy of the herbs and the energy of the crystals, and we're calling in our four quarters, our four guardians. We've got the energy of like any stones. We've got the energy of like earth and air and fire and water and all the guardians. And then we call in our gods or goddesses, and then there's us. So that, for me, that feels like a bit of a big party. When I have something on the go that I feel like doesn't need the great big ritual, and it feels like I just need to have a nice little intimate conversation with the goddess or the god or universe or angels, that comes time for prayer. So I find that we come to prayer when we want to make some changes. And I feel like there is some ingrown stuff, inbred stuff, that makes us want to plead, that makes us want to beg, that makes us want to say, please give me the gifts, or give me the thing, and I feel like that energy is just, it doesn't work very well. And so then we come back to wanting to be active. So active intentional prayer for me helps make what I'm after very specific. The other thing that it does, sorry, I'm distracted. I've got two screens on the go right now, and I kind of have the video going so that I can pay attention. Okay, so I love paper, and I like writing things down. That helps me solidify my intention. That also helps me when it comes to prayer, be focused. I feel like prayer has to be, instead of just the begging and the pleading, we're looking for an exchange, right? So out comes the handy dandy notebook. So in the middle of a fresh page, I'm going to turn it so there's a fresh page. In the middle of a fresh page, get your little notebook or whatever and write down what it is that your prayer is supposed to be accomplishing. So I am going to write down, just because people love to ask for money, but this is your intention, or the focus of your prayer goes in the middle. I wish I had a whiteboard. This would be so much easier. Let's say an extra $500 a month in income. My messy writing. And then I'm going to draw a circle around that. That's really what, what my needs are and what I want to connect with in terms of my example. So then what I want to do from that point is I want to write down some other points. And these points are, what is this supposed to do for me? What is this prayer or this need that I'm looking for? What's going to happen when I get it? So when I get that extra $500 a month, I'm going to eat healthier. Oh my God, my writing's so terrible. If I had a whiteboard, it would be terrible. This extra $500 a month is going to get me a new car payment. Like, that's going to get me a new car, and that'll be my payment. It might be that with that extra $500 a month, I'm going to join a gym. Like, that's what I wanted to do with it. That extra 500 a month. Let's see. I just want to save for a rainy day. Save for a rainy day. Your writing is going to be so much nicer than mine. What else? What else? New car payment, save for a rainy day. Let's see. I just have a goal. I've got a goal of, I need $2,000. I need an extra $2,000 in the bank for winter tires. Tires don't cost $2,000. But I like the number 2,000. Let's just say I need to save $2,000 for, and I need it in 4 months. I need that. 2,000 in 4 months. And that's why I want 500 extra a month. So then I'm going to circle. Whoop, that was really hard to do backwards. I'm going to circle all of those things too. Because in my prayers, like in my what I'm asking the universe for, you can call it prayers. This is what I want. These are the things that's going to get me. And I like to draw little cobweb lines because it makes me happy. Do, 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 do. From here, what you do, because part of this thing is we don't want to just pray and plead, just give me. Now we're going to look at these things that we put in the circle, and we're going to tell our piece of paper, what are we going to do to allow for this stuff? So, one of my things is I need that extra $500 a month to save for a rainy day. I am going to write on there, like right around here, what I'm going to do. I am going to get a jar, because I love jars, and I'm going to put all my extra change in a jar. Extra change in jar. What I might also do is open up a savings account to tell the universe, look, I'm getting ready. Savings. What else might I know what I would do. I would start keeping better track. If what I want to do is save for a rainy day, I'm going to get like a date book or a calendar or an app, and I'm going to start keeping track about where all my money goes. That tells the universe what I'm doing. So in the other things, like with a new car payment, what would I do? I might start researching cars. I might, pardon me. I am going to vacuum and clean out my old car, or the car that I'm currently driving. I'm going to write the things that I will do to get ready and in exchange to have these things come. So does that make sense? Pardon me. This is how lessons go sometimes. Okay. Around my join a gym one, I might do things like I'm going to block a time in my date book, which will be the gym time. I'm going to maybe do yoga in the kitchen, on the kitchen floor, during the time that I would normally earmark for a gym. What else? What else did I have here? Eat healthier. Oh, eat healthier one. I might take a bagged lunch instead of buying food at Tim Hortons. I would learn a new recipe. So the things that go around here are the things that you are willing to do in exchange for this gift that you are praying for, right? So, you make plans for the parts that you can do, and you start following through. So now that you've kind of done that work, you're ready to actually say your prayer. So whoever it is or whatever it is that you pray to, the universe or angels or, certain gods, certain energies, this is when you do the thing when you sit in your quiet to have your conversation. You welcome them in. You talk about what your commitment is going to be. I am putting forth that I will download the app that makes me do yoga in the morning, or I will, I have a jar that I put aside, and all the change at the end of the day is like, so you have your conversation, and then you say, what I'm looking for from you is to show me how to invite an extra $500 into my world every month, if that was your goal. Your goal can be whatever. It can be something really small. I'm going to be nicer to my coworkers. It can be something really big. It can be something over the next, I got to work on this for the next 4 months or 3 weeks. So, and then you have your intimate conversation, and then you say thanks for coming out, how you would normally, that's the amen part of the churchy, of the how prayers, the way that we know how to pray. You welcome them in, you give your offerings are, these are the things that I'm willing to do. And then you say, thanks for coming out and listening to me, and I trust that you heard me. This is the date that I'm going to start following through on all of these things, and I trust that you're going to follow through. So this is a better way to feel active when it comes to your prayers. This is a better way to be intentional instead of feeling, it helps us also feel like we are doing something to help make it happen, and that some of this does rest in our hands. So I have seen this type of action used for, weight goals. I've seen this type of prayer used for money or jobs or whatever it is that you're working on, and you feel like you've got to do prayer for it. If you feel like there's a time and a place for ritual. For me, ritual is much more, there's an intimacy with ritual in terms of raising up energy. Awesome, Erin. But I feel like when you want to just have an intimate one-on-one with whoever the heck it is that you speak to, whether it be ancestors, whether it be spirit guides, whether it be gods, goddesses, angels, this is a way to make us feel like we have some input and we're getting something done with it. So, what else? I really hope that this sharing helps bring lots of you some clarity and help in terms of when you're doing that thing. It doesn't, if ritual isn't something that is up your alley or something that you're comfortable with, and you sort of put off this sort of connection, or when you come to your prayers and you feel like you're just asking and pleading for help, this is a wonderful way to take a little bit of control. And also, what's the other word that I want? I'm totally gapping. I should have written it down. Like you're taking responsibility for the things that you are kind of putting out there. So this was the video that I wanted to make all day long, but there was so much else to do and so much else going on that I put it off. Anyway, little bit of a lesson with Lori. If you'd like to work with me in bigger ways, if you want to work with me on whatever it is that your interest is, that you are curious about, spirit guides, working with numerology, working with astrology, working with energy work, working with deity that way. Yes, Vanessa, accountability. That was the word. Yes, thank you. Nice. So, anyway, I've got room for like maybe 3 new students at this point. So, and we can make it last as long as you need to. If you feel like you want to study for a month intensely, if you feel like you want to study for 2 weeks intensely, if you feel like you want to come on for the whole 3 months or 6 months, your call. Anyway, there's a little bit of a loving and giving lesson that I felt inspired really late last night to share with you today. I hope it's helpful. I hope that it brings some clarity. And let me know if you like what your experience is with it and how it differs, how it adds something to your prayer process. Love and peace. Okay. Have the best day.